And President Trump says the U.S. will begin land strikes in Venezuela very soon. And we're now getting reports Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela tightening up his personal security. So the White House correspondent Kellie Meyer on all of this live from the North Lawn. As Nicole says, we're also waiting to hear from the president this afternoon. So what's the latest, Kellie?
Yeah, hey there, Connell. We are waiting any moment now to hear from President Trump on a separate announcement, but he may be pressed in there on his comments that land strikes could be coming, quote, soon, potentially to Venezuela. This is something that he has warned about previously, but has said he is going to take his fight against the cartels from the sea to the land. And that's raising concerns of heightening tensions in the Caribbean and on the coast of Venezuela as well, going into the country, and also raising concerns for Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, though there was video of him yesterday seemingly not bothered by this, at least not publicly, dancing on stage to lyrics of a song that said, "No war, yes, peace." But this is something we've been watching closely, including the Secretary of State. He spoke about this last night, and this is what he had to say. Take a listen.
The president has authorized a counter-drug mission in the region. The fact that Maduro is upset about it tells you the drugs are coming out of Venezuela.
So the president also saying, Connell, that it's not only Venezuela. They are also looking at Colombia as well. This is something that we are still watching to see what move the president might make here, but he has said he has spoken with Maduro in the past and that they are looking at other options. But this is something that Maduro has definitely been aware of, and that, as you heard Rubio say there, they are watching very closely. And we know that there's also been those training exercises happening in Panama that my sources tell me is really a signal that Trump is watching and kind of moving his pieces there. You see that video there of the training exercises happening just yesterday, and that's a signal to Venezuela that Trump is keeping his eye on the region and keeping that pressure on Maduro.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting on that threat of land strikes. What are we hearing about it from, lawmakers on Capitol Hill, but not just Democrats, from Republicans as well? What are we hearing from both sides?
Yeah, there's really been concerns from both sides on this on Capitol Hill, Democrats and Republicans, not only on the strikes, but also on this potential for land strikes as well as the sea. It's the Republicans on Capitol Hill that are saying that this is something that is crossing the line when it comes to the powers that the president has. They are saying that he needs to come to Congress to explain why he's doing this. But for those on the other side of this and those at the White House we've been talking with, they say that this is more of a war against these cartels. They're calling this an invasion of drugs into our country, and they are fighting that as such, as a war. So here's the top two leaders, Republican and Democrat, on what they're saying on Capitol Hill. Take a listen to this.
Let me be clear. If Trump were to order an attack on land, that would be an act of war, and Congress would invoke the War Powers Act. It's Congress's prerogative to go to war, and I hope Republicans will defend that role.
I think the president is acting under his authority as commander-in-chief in a way that's consistent with what past administrations have done. And clearly, a war has been waged by these drug cartels against the United States, and it has come at a great cost to American citizens.
And as you said, Connell, at least some of those senators and members of Congress will get some answers on this, or at least on some of these strikes, from the Navy admiral, who is set to brief lawmakers, at least behind closed doors in a classified setting for now, on those strikes. That's the same admiral that the White House says ordered that second strike on that alleged drug boat back in September that was getting a lot of attention over the last few days, Connell.
Absolutely. And to your point, the president may get questions on it here in a few minutes at this other event. We'll watch it all. Kellie Meyer's live at the White House.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.